several assumptions to start this debate. Number one, opposition here comes with a proposal that, hey, siege is actually better because justice is promoted. Never mind that number one, it is jeopardizing more the lives of the citizens than the lives of the innocents. Number two assumption, ladies and gentlemen, that actually, hey, peace negotiations should actually give way for the surrender of these Taliban groups. Never mind the fact that peace negotiations are only catered to hear the grievances and problems of these Taliban while they're terrorizing the community and trying to act on them. But not really, it's an immediate response to what they're killing on. And I will discuss that later on my rebuttals. But ladies and gentlemen, let me give you what is really happening there. Supreme change in Afghanistan provoked the former rulers of Afghanistan to formally unite us that attacks the present form of government that the country has now. Primarily, ladies and gentlemen, that the supreme change has brought great changes in Afghanistan, where we see that women are now free to flaunt with their burqas out, and with men without their long beards and mustache. The Taliban perhaps doesn't really like what happened in this great change that their country has now. That's why they are waging war to forward their cause. Primarily, ladies and gentlemen, the opening government here tackled mainly about peace negotiations versus guns and bombs. That number one, it is less hazardous and less inhumane. And number two, in nature, that after all is more peaceful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the opening opposition, they say that status quo is ineffective, and because of irreconcilable differences, peace talks are not really effective. We question number one, and I pointed out earlier on, that we have the same goal, and that is to have a peaceful Afghanistan. But we tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we question number two, what really do they want to have that? And they said siege, which we tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is not more effective when we try to forward their cause. Let's go on, ladies and gentlemen, with their case that siege is better than peace talks. Try to repackage three arguments. Number one, because rather than helping them, we are trying to tolerate the rebels. Number two, the bigoted terrorists of Afghanistan. And number three, that actually it's okay to have casualties rather than no justice at all. Let's start, ladies and gentlemen, with the first point. Because they're trying to tell us that peace talks is ineffective because number one, we are not really helping them, but rather we are tolerating them. First level, on the bottom it's actually an exchange of credit between the government and the rebels. Peace negotiations are not really markets where bargains are just easily given. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not an immediate response to their claim. Primarily, ladies and gentlemen, we have peace negotiations to know what they want, to know what the change that they want. Because primarily, ladies and gentlemen, terrorism results from government disagreements and not really military disagreements. Ladies and gentlemen, we tell you, it is not an immediate response to their demand. Second level, the essence of peace negotiations, I tell you, is to look after their grievances. And as the government try to look at this, they will actually have this kind of thing on their own, whether or not they will adhere to that case. It is not really instant, it's not really immediate. So we say, ladies and gentlemen, it's not actually tolerable at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, second point that they want to forward to us is that the bigoted terrorists in Afghanistan. We throw the same question, ladies and gentlemen, how their proposal actually changed the minds of this bigoted Afghanistan. Well, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, their means of trying to forward justice is actually provocative at the end of the day. This siege that they want, these insurgencies that they want, is actually provocative on the part of the rebels. Because at the end of the day, we tell you that these rebels have their own guns, have their own bombs, and have their own ammunition. So whatever they try to do, so whatever harmful means that the government pushes through, actually they have a response of their own, and that is guns and ammunition. So ladies and gentlemen, the bigoted terrorists are not really answered at this point. The problem is, when we try to, the problem with their part, the problem with their proposal really, is that they are not really, is that it doesn't answer also the problem. What is more realistic, ladies and gentlemen, is that, yeah, like I said, it's provocative. Now, going on, ladies and gentlemen, to the third point, that actually, hey, it's okay to have casualties to forward justice. First level, we say that justice is also jeopardized when we try to compromise the rights of others, specifically the rights of the innocent. And they're trying to neglect that part because, hey, it's actually okay to have long-term justice. Long-term justice through harsh punishment. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we tell you that their side doesn't prove to us how really this how this siege is really effective. Yes.
First, what are the goals of the terrorists? And second, when we talk about negotiation, there must be an action as a follow-through. But since nobody wants to compromise, then it will be just a mere chit chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the problem is it's not instant at all. When we have peace negotiations, it doesn't mean that, hey, what do you want? Then I will give it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the government can't risk at all their lives, can't risk at all their regime just to give way for the rebels, ladies and gentlemen. Going on to my second level of rebuttals, because and this is pointed out by my member of the opposition, government. Second level of analysis to the point that it's actually okay to have casualties to forward justice. Ladies and gentlemen, trying to enforce these harsh means also connotes neglect of the government's responsibility to protect more people's lives. And here we come, the closing government. Which, ladies and gentlemen, we also need to see that the primary responsibility of the government, aside from safety, is the protection of the rights of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, history will tell us that military solutions have a little chances of succeeding. Almost it's impossible to defeat an organization composed of individual guns and bombs, not really looking at the role of the innocent. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, negotiation can serve as a bargaining to end violence and to forward concessions coming from those rebels. It is worth making concessions in order to save lives of civilians who the government has no right to sacrifice and in the very first place has the right to protect on the stubborn point of violence. Going on, ladies and gentlemen, to the case of the closing opposition. Because they're trying to tell us that, hey, although they have the same case with the opening opposition, they're trying to tell us that military forces is okay. Number one question, not to question their capability to fight, because yes, they're trained, but we also question how really effectiveness is achieved at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, yes, they will shot bombs, they will actually explode bombs. But where is concession there and where is peace there? Because at the end of the day, second level, military forces also have tendencies to abuse, like what happened in Iraq and Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, and the third point, yes, the threat is there. Yes, the pressure is there. But still, threat at the end of the day, when there's no action taken by the government, when there's no concrete action, when there's no tangible action forwarded by the government. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, government is closed.
7 minutes, 21 seconds.
The government and opposition.